Let's all go to the Cowboy Jack show. Cowboy Jack, he wears a cowboy hat. He likes to count and talk about everything he knows. Hey, come on, let's go. Let's all go to the Cowboy Jack show.
Howdy cowboys and cowgirls, it's me, Cowboy Jack, and boy am I excited today. We are gonna have so much fun. Do you guys see where we're at? That's right, we are at the Houston Toy Museum in Houston, Texas. These amazing folks have compiled toys from all over history. I mean, we're gonna see some really cool stuff, even some things from before Cowboy Jack was a little boy. It's gonna be a whole lot of fun. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Come on, let's get inside. Wow. This place is so cool. And they have all this stuff. Now these are new toys, and new toys are amazing too. But I want to show you guys what toys looked like a long time ago. Maybe when your parents or your grandparents or even your great-grandparents, what their toys looked like way back when. Come on. Wow. Now, I know what you're thinking. These things look really old. Well, they are really old. This is crazy. So this right here is a magnetic drawing set. That was actually from like the 1950s. And that's like one of the first Etch-a-Sketch type pads. You had that little red stick and it was magnetic, and then that black stuff down in the bottom, that's actually magnetic dust, and you could draw a funny face on that guy. Oh wow, look at this over here. I had one of these when I was a little cowboy. That's a magic 8-ball, and you could ask it a question and shake it up and you'd get an answer from it. It was really cool. Wow. Now look at that. Do you guys know who that is up there, that green fella? I know who he is. That's Kermit the Frog. There's one of the original Lego building sets. If you guys have any Legos, you should know that those have been around a really long time. Now we have all sorts of really cool, unique things in the Legos. You can get like a spaceship or a boat or even like a zoo to build. But it used to be just building a regular old house, and that was still a whole lot of fun. Look at that. A Suzy Homemaker oven from 1966. That thing looks really cool. And then I know a lot of your parents will remember these guys, the Rock'em Sock'em robots. These guys were really cool. Wow, I just love looking at these old toys because there's still a lot of things like we use today. Just like this rubber duck right here from 1977. Now I can guarantee you that I still have rubber ducks like that for Cowboy Caden today. That is so cool. Oh, Ninja Turtles. Everybody loves Ninja Turtles. They are so cool. There's Leonardo. Oh, those are all, I think is it Donatello with the red? You guys probably know better than I do. But we'll get to take a look at some other Ninja Turtles here in a little bit. Wow, now one toy that a lot of people probably forgot about that was huge when I was a little cowboy. Right there, that guy sitting on the shelf, that's Alf. There used to be a TV show about Alf. He was this really quirky, funny character that sat on a couch and he would tell all kinds of funny stories with his family all day. Oh, and there's a Tickle Me Elmo. How cool is that? Wow, guys. Hey, looky here. This is a little collection of things that you used to be able to get. They used to put more prizes in cereal boxes. Isn't that funny? It's like if you ate all your Cheerios, you would find a prize at the bottom. And this is an example of some of those prizes you might find in a cereal box. That used to be a big thing for us when we were younger, is you wanted to hurry up and eat all that cereal so you could get the prize. Wow. Look at this Victorian dollhouse here. Now I know they still have dollhouses today that are brand new, but look at the detail on this, guys. Come in close and take a look around. This is so cool. Could you imagine getting to play with this? This is so neat. There's some folks sitting at the dining room table. Wow, a staircase. There's the kitchen and a little baby getting fed. And then all the way up here in the library, there's this older fella, and I don't know what he's doing. It looks like he just solved a mystery of some sort or something. And then of course it's time for tea right over here. They're sitting out here on the courtyard having tea time. Look at the detail, even the little teacups and tea glasses and all of that. And then under here, now we are at a museum. This is the Houston Toy Museum in Houston, Texas. So everything is on exhibit. That means we don't need to touch with our hands. They have some things we can play with in a little bit, but everything else is just on display. I wanted you guys to see these. These are really cool. These are old school pedal cars. You would sit on those and you used your feet to pedal them all around. They were so much fun. Like that one, the blue one right there is modeled after an old Buick, and I just love old Buicks. They don't make them like they used to. And then this right here, that was a pace car for the Indy 500 or some kind of speedway. It's really cool. All right, well, let's get upstairs. We're just getting started exploring all these incredible historic toys. Oh, guys, look out for Godzilla. Look at that. That is so cool. Wow, now here we are upstairs at the museum, and this is the Batman display. So all of these Batman figurines from back in the day, and they're still relevant today. Like there's Batman in his Bat Cave. There's the Batmobile with Robin sitting there. And then you've got some other superheroes up there. I see Superman, Wonder Woman. I'm not real good with superheroes. I can't remember who all they were. Like Batman used to have all kinds of toys, even Batman roller skates. And I don't even know if roller skating's cool anymore. When I was a cowboy, little cowboy, roller skates were really cool. But then we came out with these things called rollerblades, which is probably what you guys are familiar with, and those were really fun too. Well, we used to have to skate around on 4 wheels, and it could be really tricky. Wow, now if you guys are into superheroes, here's all the Iron Man and X-Man up there. There's a lot of these guys that I don't even know who they are. Oh, and then I bet some of you really like Star Wars. I never was into Star Wars, but there was a lot of people that really loved it. And all of these are from Star Wars and Star Trek maybe. You know what? It's the summertime in Houston, Texas. It's pretty hot outside. Sometimes you just, hey, are you guys laughing at my hair? All right, I'll put my hat back on. But I know when I was younger, we used to try to cool off in the summertime, and one way we do it is with a slip and slide. That's something you put out on the ground, you turn the sprinkler on it, and you can run and slide, and it's a whole lot of fun. This is the Crocodile Mile. This was the coolest slip and slide you could ever have. I just love, one of my friends had the Crocodile Mile, and we would play on that all summer long. And then there's the Super Soaker 3000. I remember that one came with this backpack attachment, and it just had so much water, and you were gonna win every water gun fight with those. That was cool. Wow, here's some more Super Soakers. I actually had that very Super Soaker 50. I used to play with it at Royal Oak Swim Club every summer. Now guys, this will be fun for your parents to see, or your grandparents, or your great-grandparents. Look at these guys. These are the original Fisher-Price toys. We still have some of these for Cowboy Caden and Cowgirl Addison to play with, because these toys lasted forever, and people always kept them because they were such well-built things. We actually have that little farm back there with all the pieces, and it was really fun. It's still really fun to play with. And then, have you guys ever seen Mr. Potato Head? Look up there. So that's actually some of the original Mr. Potato Heads there. Now, down one row, you'll see that there's actually a Mr. Bell Pepper Head, Mr. Orange Head, Mr. Dill Pickle Head, Mr. Potato Head, and Mr. Carrot Head. When these figures first came out, they actually used those to put on real fruits and vegetables. And that didn't work out too good, because sometimes you'd play with a toy and leave it behind, and then it would start to smell bad when it would get stinky. But anyways, then they started making them out of all plastic, and boy, are they fun. Here's something really cool. I bet all of you have a teddy bear at home that you just really love. Well, look, this is kind of the evolution of teddy bears. This first one right here, is from the 1920s. That's a long, long time ago. That's almost, well, that is 100 years ago. And then you've got that one back there from the 1950s, 1952, a Smokey the Bear doll. How cool is that? And then you've got, that's not Yogi, that's Boo Boo from Yogi the Bear. That was a really fun thing. And then you have Paddington Bear. Wow. And then of course, if you like baby dolls, boy, there's a lot that's happened with baby dolls over the years. They had all kinds of really cool baby dolls. Oh, check this out, come here. Look, there's an Easy Bake Oven from 1992. That would have been popular when I was a little cowboy. That is so cool. And then obviously the one sitting on top of it's a little bit older. Wow. That looks like a miniature microwave. That's a mini wave, an Easy Bake mini wave. Boy, I just love looking at old toys and seeing the intricate details of them. Like, look at this old pickup truck with the horse wagon on the back of it. Get a close look at that and see how detailed that really is. That is so cool. Wow, there's just so much to see. It's confusing. Oh, look, these are old toys from McDonald's Happy Meals back in the day. Look at that right there. That's like Ronald McDonald popping out of a Happy Meal. How cool is that? Animaniacs, Animal Kingdom, Jungle Book, Marvel, all sorts of really cool. Oh guys, you have to look up here at this. These were the Halloween special toys that you would get at McDonald's. And I used to love these. One of those characters' name was the Hamburglar. It was a whole different time back then. It was a whole lot of fun. Now you guys are probably a little bit too young for The Simpsons, but these little figurines were really cool. There was just so much detail to them. It's such a really fun show when you're the right age. Wow, here's some historic Mickey Mouses. Mickey Mouse hadn't always looked the same. You know, he's evolved a lot over the years. When Mickey Mouse was first created by Walt Disney back in the day, in the early day, he was actually just black and white. There wasn't any color. And so over the years, things got advanced and animation got improved. And look how far we've come from the first Mickey Mouse all the way up to like the Mickey Mouse you know and love today. That is so cool. That's like a little jumping Mickey Mouse toy. Now, if any of you guys like Barbies, boy, is this gonna be a treat. We can go down memory lane with all these really cool Barbies from back in time. I mean, look at this. These are like, that's a Barbie's pool set from 1971. That's a long time ago. And wow, there's a little surfing shop with some bathing suits for sale. There's like Barbie's airplane, look at that. Barbie's airplane's really cool. And then they had different Barbies to represent different parts of the world. Wow, this Barbie's wearing a Gap sweatshirt. I remember when I was in my teens, boy, if you had a Gap sweatshirt, you were really cool. Look at that Barbie, she's rocking it. You have all these different Barbies and characters from throughout the years. Look at that. This is such a cool snapshot in time because like 1965, Miss Astronaut outfit. They actually put that out before we landed on the moon. The Dr. Ken outfit from 1963. The Registered Nurse outfit from 1961. Ken's just a cool looking dude out on the town. And then look at retro Ken back there. He's like ready to, I don't know, he was in really groovy gear there. But check this out right here. I want you to pay special attention to this Barbie in the zebra outfit right there. That is actually the very first Barbie that was ever made, ever. Isn't that crazy? She looks a lot different than she does these days. That is so cool. These Polly Pocket things were so popular when I was in school, and there was all kinds of different versions of them. They were so fun to play with. Have you guys ever seen a Cabbage Patch Kid? Cabbage Patch Kids are really cool. They actually have a really interesting story behind them. If you ever get curious about it, I would say check it out because it's so interesting. But these Cabbage Patch dolls were so popular. There were so many different variations of them. And I actually see one right over here that I absolutely love. Look at this Cabbage Patch Kid that looks just like a Houston Astro. There's one for the home team. How cool is that? Oh guys, come look at this. So these are all kinds of little cars from back in the day. These up here, get a close look at that. Those are called matchbox cars. And there's actually a really interesting story about matchbox cars. Do you know why they call them matchbox cars? Well, there was a school in England that would allow the students to bring one toy to school with them as long as it was small and would fit into a matchbox. Well, this little boy absolutely loved his toy cars, but none of them would fit into a matchbox, so his dad made one for him that would actually fit into a matchbox, and he took it to school, and everybody thought it was the coolest thing ever. And so an entire company, an entire brand was launched out of that sole idea of just a dad wanting to give his son a cool toy to take to school. All of these matchbox cars are still around today. They are so cool. And that kind of led the way for things like Hot Wheels, because I'm sure you guys know what Hot Wheels are. Hot Wheels are really cool. You can get all kinds of racetracks, and then of course there was Micro Machines. I used to love Micro Machines. Those were the absolute coolest cars to play with because they looked like really detailed little cars, but they were teeny, teeny, tiny. Wow. And then over here, these were my absolute favorite as a young cowboy. I loved the Ninja Turtles. I thought they were so cool. You had Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, and I can't remember the other guy's name. I hope you guys remember it. They're still popular today, but these toys are so cool. Wow, and then I don't know if you've ever heard of G.I. Joes before. This amazing exhibit is owned by a Houston police officer. And he's always collected these G.I. Joes and made really cool displays with them. And he was kind enough to actually let the museum have these to display for people. And there's just so many cool G.I. Joes. Like, I don't even know what all of them are, but there's different G.I. Joes for every kind of job a G.I. could have. And just one more interesting fact. Guys, come over here, check this out. So this right here is the G.I. Joe aircraft carrier. Take a look at how huge this thing is. This thing is ginormous. And so not that many people ever had them. And so it's extremely rare and extremely collectible today. If you come up close, you can see the detail inside. There's like little chairs, all kinds of stuff. Oh, if you look from this direction, you can even see a lifeboat and the steering wheel for the aircraft carrier. Now, I know this place is a museum and you're not really supposed to touch anything, but they actually have some toys on display that you can touch. Like, look at this right here. Do you guys recognize what game that is? This is Nintendo 64, so it was way before your time, but that was when Mario Kart first became really popular. So you could actually come in and play a game just like your mom and dad or your parents or your grandparents or whoever played a long time ago. I know I used to play this for probably too much. Now, you don't want to play too many video games. You got to get outside and have fun, right? But it'd be really fun to play that. And they have these old Lincoln log building sets here. I mean, you can build anything out of these. Now, somebody worked really hard to build this, so I don't want to mess it up. But they have a super cool train table to play with. They've got these really cool building blocks. These are like giant Legos or Duplo blocks. You can do anything with that. I want to build a really cool tower. That's really cool. That almost looks like an air traffic control tower. Maybe that's where they call for the airplanes to come land. I wish they could have got me home a little easier the other night. Wow. And then this is really cool, just these old wooden blocks. Now, wooden blocks have been around forever. That's been a toy since the beginning of time. And they never lose their fun. They're really cool to play with. But you know what's cool about these wooden blocks? They're actually made out of foam, so they don't hurt you. That's so cool, because if you look up close, they look just like real wood, really hard and detailed and unique, but they're made out of foam, so you don't have to, it won't be real clunky when you're building around. Let's see what we can do here. And then look at that, they even have a ball pit that looks like a Game Boy. Now, to me, Game Boy was the coolest thing in the world, and I don't know, I think they make like Nintendo Switch now or something, whatever the new cool ones are. But when I was a little cowboy, we had one thing to control our direction and 4 buttons to push, and then there was a teeny tiny screen right there, and you would sit there and play with that for hours. All right, cowboys and cowgirls. Wow, I've had an absolute blast here today at the Houston Toy Museum in Houston, Texas. I hope you guys really enjoyed it too. I felt like it was so much fun to take a trip down memory lane and look at all these toys from my time, before my time, way before my time, and even some new things that are just suited just right for you guys too. So I hope you had a blast with me today, and I hope you'll keep coming along with us on these adventures, because we go on a lot of them and we love to share them with you guys. But until next time I see you,